Yeah, hi Vipasha, how are you?
Hello.
Hello, is my voice audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Perfect, perfect. Hello, how are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm good as well. So, Vipasha, where are you based out of? Which city?
I'm currently living in Noida,
In Noida itself. Which sector?
75.
So, oh, very nearby. I live in Noida Extension. Uh,
Okay.
it's very nearby. Anyway, so Vipasha, I see that you've already completed with 5, 6 projects, if I'm not wrong. So, when did you enroll? Last month?
Yeah, this is my second month. Yeah, last month,
Second
June.
month. Okay, perfect, perfect. So Bipasha, I think you were assigned a different mentor before this.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there anything specific, first of all, that any doubts or anything like that, any queries that you have?
I have few questions.
Sure, sure. Go ahead.
So previously, also when I was always prompted to ask some question, I didn't have many questions since I was just starting. So
Sure.
now that I am a few projects old and it's almost towards the end, so
Yeah.
I have few questions. So so I wanted to know about interview process when I'll be applying for job. So
Yeah.
I'm not very good with interviews.
Okay.
So whenever interviews I have like heard about or read about, they
Hmm.
are more, they don't ask direct questions related to tools or especially SEO. I want to go into SEO after this,
Okay.
especially about SEO. They don't ask questions related to tools, but the blogs that I've read, they always mention questions directly from SEO and
Abs-
technicalities,
ab-
and yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah,
So
that's something I'm confused about. Yeah.
I understood very well. That's fair enough. See, what happens with Pasha, if you read online, yes, there are people who share experiences and things like that. But now that you've realistically experienced it yourself, see, digital today, what the employers are looking for, the recruiters, what they're looking for is obviously they understand that this digital marketing is a skill which can also be learned on the go, right? If I take a for example, I'm just taking an example. If I take a proper fresher and he who is smart enough, who can use the internet, and if I and he's capable enough, and he has that understanding power, I can devote 2, 3 months of training with him, hire him at a low cost, take 2, 3 months of
Yeah.
training, and then prepare him very well. So, what is required? First of all, what is your past experience? What have you done?
I am a BTech computer science. I have
Okay,
worked as a software engineer for around 4 years.
okay, that's good.
Then after moving to Noida, I took a year's gap and I started a business here.
Okay,
So last year, this year only, April,
okay,
we closed business.
okay.
So I have a business background. I did some little bit of digital marketing for myself.
Uh, uh,
I this path. I started working on digital market. I started studying on digital marketing and
got
SEO
it,
especially.
got it, got
Yeah.
it, got it. Okay, Bipasha, you have a very solid background. You come from a business background. You also have you have an experience in software engineering. So you are saying, just let me get it very clear first. You're saying that you gave interviews and they did not ask you direct questions about
I have given only one interview on digital marketing.
Okay,
Yeah, that was only for an internship, remote internship.
okay.
So yeah, they did not ask me anything related to SEO or this one.
Got it. So first thing, I'm very sure that you must be very clear with all the tools and all the technicalities of
Yeah.
SEO. Even if you're asked, you'll be able to answer, right?
Mhm.
So the second part where that comes in with digital profile today is obviously is the business thinking side of it. So like you do say you're saying that you come from a business background, so I don't think that would be a very big problem. So what is happening is, see, digital marketing is very closely related to the growth of the company today, since the companies are online.
Mhm.
So whatever marketing digitally that you do, the leads that you capture or the conversion that you drive, everything is driving growth of the company. So as a recruiter, even if I have to look out for a person who can handle my digital marketing, I am looking at obviously one is, yes, he must understand the technicalities of the of the various channels that are involved in digital marketing. But over that, I really need him to understand how my business works. So I am very sure that it is not necessary that you will understand each and every business, but you should have that capability to be able to understand by, even if like if I tell you that, so this is my so and so business, you can keep asking me questions to understand it better. And then if I ask you that, give me a strategy like for SEO only, what is the kind of strategy or the approach that you will follow in SEO? So therein, you are required, to think, okay, this is the kind of business. First, you need to understand how is the customer reaching to these kind of businesses, or how what is the customer journey? How does it look like? Are they selling a product or a service which is need based, so that people will be searching on Google, or is it like an impulsive buying product? Like for example, it could be a watch, wherein you can push to people like you do in Facebook campaigns, so that they can simply if they like it, they buy it. So first you need to understand that. You need to understand how scalable it is. You need to understand what other competitors are doing. Based on that, you can create a strategy. For example, you can tell me that, okay, this is a need-based product, so people are searching for so and so keywords. These are this is the kind of strategy I will choose. Look for 10, 20 keywords. This will be the kind of search volume or the competition that I'm looking at, because you have this and so domain authority, let's say. And then what is the kind of blogs, what are the kind of blogs, the topics of the blogs that you can propose to the interviewer right at that moment, by understanding that business. So as a recruiter, people are looking for this kind of an understanding. You might say that, okay, I don't remember how to put in keywords and meta description, but if on the other hand, if you tell him that, okay, this is the kind of description your business should have, based on the kind of understanding that you can build about the business and the customer, that is more important for me, because I understand you might have forgotten where exactly or how exactly you put the keywords in meta description or say the title. But I know that you have that kind of understanding that you can go to Google and just search it, and in 5 minutes you'll be done with it. What is more important is that you understand what is to be written there. And for SEO, content is specifically how good you are with content, how you can think like the customer, how you can think so that the customer connects whenever he reads or watches your video, whatever. Like, so things like these, basically what I can generalize in one term is business thinking, is what I'm looking at. And since if you go for remote jobs, which will be, then obviously you'll take up multiple projects. You'll not be sticking to one job. If you go, so industries are different. Every business is different. You might be approached by a company who, let's say, for example, have a product related to machine learning or artificial intelligence. That is their core technology. It's a tech-based company, and they ask you to, run a campaign for a B2B service kind of a thing, wherein they can provide tech service to other businesses. Now, for you to be able to, do even SEO part of it, write blogs, or think about what kind of blogs will be written, what kind of information are the potential clients looking at, you first need to understand at a very basic level what AI and ML are, right? So the overall, so in digital, if you are looking at growing at an immense or exponential manner in the next 1 or 2 years, what is more important is for you to keep grabbing up more information about different kind of businesses, how they run, what are the competitors, how are they scaling their business, what are the different strategies that they're following, are they focusing on so the Google, are they focusing on paid or organic mediums, why are they doing so, things like these. For X number of businesses, if you can gather all this information is obviously available over the internet. So this is the kind of preparation I would say that you should be looking at for your interviews, because technical part, obviously, that's one that's very basic, that is obviously required. If you're very confident about the technical side of digital marketing, I think you should focus more on the business side of it, and try and link each and every channel. For example, why Google, what kind of businesses would be beneficial for Google. Start with that, then get inside what channels with which kind of business will be perfect for, let's say, LinkedIn, or let's say what business will be helpful. Your preparation should be such that you should be able to answer such kind of questions. If I tell you, okay, this is so and so is my business, would it be beneficial if I start writing answers and getting traffic from a site like Quora? Would it be beneficial or not? So things like that. So you need to be able to understand what each channel does, what each channel is there for, why do we use each and every channel. So those things I think you should be focusing more on
Okay.
that. Did I make
So,
sense?
yeah. I now the picture is way clearer to me.
Perfect.
So for preparing in terms of preparing for interviews.
Yes.
So are there any sites or blogs where constant updates about Google's algorithms and
Uh,
uh,
Absolutely.
study case studies and problem solving questions or something like that
Ab-
comes up?
Absolutely. So, okay, I'll tell you that you can go two ways. So, one, as you said, regarding the technical, again, regarding the latest updates with all the technologies or the technical side also. So, you have a lot of there's WordStream, there's Neil Patel, there is SEM Rush, all these tools, generally SimilarWeb, Ahrefs, these kind of tools that you must have heard. They also have a blog section and they
Yeah.
constantly keep writing. They do a lot of experiments with, say, 1 lakh people population sample. They try and understand the key factors that are related to SEO today in 2019. So they do a kind of an experiment on 1 lakh websites and then they post the result, entire result. So they have blogs like that. That gives you a better understanding. See, one thing that is most important is you don't have to believe what each and every site says. You just need to gather the insights and then make your own logical decision. See, SEMrush or, for example, Neil Patel or WordStream, they might, three of them, they might, there's an update in Google, they all might write about it. There will be certain different things that each and every one says that the other does not. So again, it is more of an opinion, more of their experiment, and also a little bias obviously is there by each company. So you need to take in information, and while you're converting into knowledge, you need to put in your own logic also with that information you convert into knowledge. So that is one. And for this, I think these three, four names, Ahrefs. Have you heard of this tool? It's a paid tool, by the way. It's a paid tool, very famous. And AHR, I'll do one thing. I'll text you all these blogging sites on Student Hub, specifically right after the call, a few names. So you can keep following them. Apart from that, what you can do is for as I was saying about the business thinking part. What you can do is there are very good channels on YouTube that I also personally follow. I'll mention the names again on Student Hub that not generally talk just about Indian companies, but they talk about the various businesses and their stories. Like for example, I'll just like there is CNBC. I'm sure you must have heard of it. CNBC has almost like 540 videos which are related to technology, finance, and businesses, and they talk about that. For example, they have a video related to why Dunkin' Donuts failed in India. So this gives you an understanding that even such a huge brand like Dunkin' Donuts globally, where it is like a synonym to breakfast in Western countries, actually failed in our own country. And why did this happen? What was it? The geographical location? Was it some kind of a business strategy that went wrong, or the understanding of the customers of Indian audience was that wrong? So you come across this video and you learn two, three things related to that. So directly, you might never be able to know, you might never be required to use this information, like why did Dunkin' Donuts fail? But again, you might come across a problem wherein a global brand wants to establish in India, and then you need to, put in certain parameters why or what should be done so that we don't fail. So there, this information comes into your mind and helps you. Okay, Dunkin' Donuts, such a big brand, this is what they did wrong, this is why they failed. So we don't need to do this. Some things like that. And this can also be, this is again a very direct example that I'm saying that MNC comes in. Even for example, you start your own business and you want to target, say, South Delhi, which is a posh kind of a place, and you were so till now you were doing your business or catering to audience in Noida. A lot of things change when you go from Noida and South Delhi, and you need to be able to understand the kind of difference in the mindset of the audience that you're going to target, the other parameters that are involved. So things like that, these come into play. So again, I'll text you a few of these channels on YouTube. You can, continuously just keep watching these videos. They will definitely help you. Definitely, because this is a very this is a time where everything is changing very rapidly. So in 6 months things change. So it is very much important that you keep, gathering information as much as you can about as many topics as you can, so that you have everything, a whole skill set then gets prepared in your mind.
Good. And I also wanted to know if there is any possibility of taking now notes from the course that I'm taking. I have few notes from the chapters, but
Yeah.
is there any way where I can just gather everything at one place
Um,
or take it offline or somewhere?
Ma'am, I think, see, there are two things that I'll very much make. Hi,
Yeah,
am I audible?
yeah.
Okay, so there are two things. First, I don't think it is actually allowed to. I don't think Udacity will allow, but again, I'll tell you, it will be possible. You'll need to look at certain tools online which help you in recording videos while recording the screen of the laptop. So when you're viewing the courses, these videos can then automatically be recorded. It might not be allowed, but then this is a what we
There
say
is
a
no
start.
like notes taking or anything possible like where I can. I don't want the entire thing. Just I have
Mhm.
taken few notes from the initial class, like some few points that I might forget tomorrow. So just for quick reference. Because once this my subscription is over, I won't be able to access anything, right?
Okay, yes, I get it. Okay, so Bipasha, for that, what you need to do is just this query, just mail it to support@udacity.com, mentioning that you are nearing the end of your course and you need certain resources in the form of notes or videos, short notes and short videos for your reference in the future. So kindly help, and I'm very sure Udacity will come to your rescue. They will provide you with certain resources uh, related to that.
Okay.
Support@udacity.com.
Yeah, I've mailed them. So they sent my Moz access and Google access really late. I had
Okay,
sent one mail.
okay,
That's why my SEM second part is also due.
okay. I
I
understand.
have to
Do
wait.
you, okay,
Yeah.
do you want me to write them as well? Do you want me to write them a mail apart from anything, apart from the resources that you're looking at? Because sometimes
No,
I've observed that if when the mentor also drops in a mail, the action is a little quicker than usual.
no, they gave me the access. It's just
That's
that
okay.
I have to wait for the
I,
SEM second part, the 5 days period to get over.
I
It's
get it.
getting over, so that's what I have to do. And what else? So after the course is over, this resume making starts after the course is over, or
No,
like I
you
have
can
to do.
no this begin. You can start off right now as well. Again, I'll do one thing. I'll take these 2 points, and so they also assign a separate mentor for this placements thing, the jobs thing, which includes resume making and applying and talking about opportunities that are available in around your area. So Udacity
Yeah.
does provide a separate job mentor or placement mentor is what they call them, wherein you can also
Okay.
have calls, one-on-one calls like these with them which is specific to your jobs and all these things. So again, for that also you need to write to support at Udacity, but you do that. I'll make sure that I also drop in these 2 points related to the resources and your job mentor. I'll make sure I write them because by now generally they should have assigned to a mentor, but I think it's more on demand right now. It's more about mails and then they provide. I think that's how they become now. So I'll drop in a mail, and I'm very sure in the next 2 3 days you'll be assigned a mentor for jobs for resume making and such things. And you can as even before you complete with the course, because as soon as you complete or graduate, that's the end. You don't get any services further because you will also stop. Your billing will also stop, right? Billing period. So
So
after that,
they before joining, I had asked them
uh,
the about the
ma'am,
job.
yeah. So one thing first, are you when you enrolled, did you enroll in the monthly subscription thing or the old one wherein it's a 4 month period?
Monthly,
Monthly,
monthly.
monthly. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think with monthly it ends as soon as if you go forward in the next billing cycle, they'll charge you even if you're not doing the course, you're
So
taking some other.
this 1 year is support is just to the job section,
Okay,
as in the career portal, or like
perfect.
they tell me after this one is over, you get 1 year access to the job portal or something.
Perfect,
I
ma'am.
don't
So
remember.
again, to be very sure, and to minimize the risk, I would suggest you that okay, the career portal is being provided, but it might just like be a portal wherein you might not get a one-on-one service from anyone. After that, it might just be a platform where you can text and get answers. So I would suggest that you take up a couple of calls with the job mentor, so-called job mentor, before you finish up with your course.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll just drop a
Yeah,
mail.
because I'm not saying with any like concrete evidence that this might happen, but it is best to avoid anything that could happen. So because we are not given a lot of information. Our job as a mentor is to help you in the projects and the course. Even course is not provided to us. We generally get direct questions and we try and answer them, things like that.
Okay, so okay. So this create portfolio project is different from the job
Yeah, yeah.
support.
That's that's different.
Create portfolio. This one is only the job support.
Yeah, the create portfolio is just a part of it because they eventually want you to create a portfolio. So they've made it as a part of the curriculum of the course.
So is this portfolio important during job application or like
What kind of a
direct?
portfolio are they helping you make? If you could just tell me.
I'm not sure. I've not opened it. I think they just the all the projects that we have done. They just
Exactly.
like
You
create.
just club it in. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can use it if you don't have any past experience in this field, then definitely you can use it. But if you do, like you said, that you have worked a little bit in on your own business, you have worked and therefore
Mhm.
try and glorify those points more than the course. The graduation or the certificate of Audacity is DMNT is more than enough. But apart from that, when you're talking about the kind of work that you've done before, I also glorify more on that part. And it is just one tip. It is okay, if you've done five things and you say you've done seven, but so that is okay till the point you can actually verify and validate that yes, you have done six and seven. You have the whole story or every answer related to that six and seven part. So it is okay to lie, but you have to be very careful that you're prepared with completely prepared with that lie, because sometimes it is necessary. Now that you have such a big experience, you have worked 4 years, but then people might end up saying that okay, digital, you have no experience, you're a fresher, you'll have to start up from this scratch and things like that. But industry experience does matter. You've worked in companies, you worked a job, you know how to handle a team, you know how to work in a team, you know how what
Yeah.
pressure is. So things like that are also important, and that needs to come out well. So just make sure that you have a full kind of a story prepared about your profile, your portfolio. You can add up, since it was your own business, you can add up a few things which you might not have done, but you can, now that you have a better understanding of concepts in digital marketing, you can just add up and say okay, this is also what I did, but I obviously failed, and that is why I decided to do the course on Udacity. So things like that. So your experimentation that you have done is also a plus point when you're sitting in front of the recruiter.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's from my side. That's all the questions I had. If I get more questions, then I'll just
Perfect.
drop you a message.
Sure, you do that, and I'll drop in a mail to Audacity regarding your two queries, and also I'll drop in a message on the Student Hub related to the blogging site and the video channels. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So it was nice talking to you. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
I know. I think I have these questions already asked.
Okay, perfect then. Have a
Thank
really
you.
nice day, and so I hope to talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Bye.